All right, guys. Well, we got the Scion, and yeah, the speakers, they all blew. I was turning it up too loud because I got no AC and I'm rolling the windows down. I got the volume cranked, and yeah, they died. So what I'm going to put in place of crappy speakers, I'm going to keep the original head unit because I love it. But I got me some kicker. These are the 6.5-inch speakers. They fit in the doors and the rear. The rear is really hard to get to. I'm going to show you how to do it. I also need to change the dash speakers. I got those coming in tomorrow. But these are CS C65s. I got 4 of those. Let's get those installed. All right, I'm going to show you how to take the door panel off and get your speakers out in a few minutes here. Got one screw here. You got one screw here in the door handle thing. And you got a pop rivet screw thing right here. This is one of the handiest overlooked tools, body panel tool. And you just kind of get in there and pull it out, and you can see it's like a really weird body panel slash screw. Now to pull the panels off, super easy after that. Just get your hand right here under the speakers, just give it a little tug, and try to pull it straight out so you don't break your body pins. And then straight up over the locking mechanism. And there we go. From here, you got a little clip on top of your speaker. Let's go ahead and disconnect that. And then you have your control panel. You just spin this upside down, and I can probably get to it a little easier. So unplug those. And the reason why I'm unscrewing this in the first place is because I want to paint my bezel a different color. Here's that clip I was talking about. Don't lose that. You see my bezel's silver. I'm gonna custom color it white. There we go. You pull out your buttons. Makes it a lot easier to paint. Looks like this guy's the same. There we go. There's your button window. And there we go. That's the part I really want to paint it. Unfortunately, these are riveted in, and the only way to get them out is using a drill bit. I'm using a 7/32 drill just to kind of get the head off. Once the head starts spinning, it's free. Okay, that's enough. Just kind of get in there and take the metal parts off. If they don't come off, drill a little more. There we go. Well, I just drilled the heck out of it, got it off. There's still a little plastic on here, so you can kind of pry it up with this. It's like an adhesive almost. It's really weird. Okay. Take that little plastic grommet off. That one's done. Let's see if we can get the next one. Oh, we got all 3 off. Now our speaker should pop out. Like so. Boom. And you can see what's going on here with the old speaker, like on the edges. See this? The speaker is blown. All this is separating from the cone, and you're getting a lot of rattle because of that. So it pushes through easier. Comes right out. That's what the back looks like. Really weird little device. Or grommet, I should say. Let's see if I can get this one out without... Continuing our speaker installation, we're going to remove the dash speakers. These are 3.5-inch speakers, and from what I've seen, you can just get either a plastic tool or a flathead screwdriver. And these come right up real easy. Now let's see, it's got a Phillips that holds it down. Just a couple big ugly screws holding it in. They don't give you much cable length to work with. And we'll just unplug that like so. And there you go. Look at these little pathetic, worn out, sun-beaten. It's amazing they produce any sound. 3.5-inch speakers. We're gonna go to a 4-inch speaker. Not because I'm trying to be cool, but because for some reason 3.5-inch speakers are kind of hard to come by. More so in what I'm going all around, which is the kicker, and these are the CS C4 models. So these are pretty much the best sounding speakers the Kicker makes for a non-amped system. CS is good for non-amped, so it's a coaxial speaker. The KS, I think, is still coaxial, which means it has a mid-range in it, not a component where it has a separate tweeter. But a KS is more for amping. These are 150 watt max. It's plenty of juice. Let's see what they look like. I don't know if it's gonna fit too well, because if you look at the original speaker, I mean, it's all bracket, right? So I'm thinking I can get a bigger one in there. Let's take a look. These are kind of cute, they're so small. But here's the new one. And it does come with a grill, so if you want to grill it, you can. It's kind of cool, but we're not going to do that. Here's a comparison. As you can see, the Kicker is much larger. Oh! As luck would have it, it almost is a perfect match. These other tabs I might have to bend down or break. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, I might have to bend that down or break it. The other thing too is there's a plug on here, and I'm pretty sure I can just steal the plug off the old one. They are marked black and red, so all I need is that plug, really. So I can probably just desolder it, or just clip it, really, and take that plug. Oh, look, I barely touched it. Look what I did. Rice paper, man, it's gone. All right, so on the old speaker there, you can see there's just a little Phillips head. So we'll just unscrew that from the old speaker. Pretty simple. Keep our screws separate. And that just kind of comes off, and then it looks like it's glued in there. We'll pry that off in a minute. Let's clip our positive and negative leads to our speaker first. Tricky to do with a magnet there. And this thing we can just out the window. Now the one tool that I absolutely love too, this guy is just from Harbor Freight. This is a wire stripper. I featured this before. And you just pop it in and pull back whatever you want, man. 18 gauge, no problem. Look at that. Boop, right off. When I was a kid, I used my teeth. When I got a little bit older, I used wire cutters and knives. Now I use the right tools. It only took most of my life to stop doing things the hard way. But as long as you learn eventually, it's cool. All right, so I need to make this fit as well. So I need to trim this down. Just take one of these tabs. Oh, you know what? They're almost like designed to bend and break because they have holes in them. So if you just take a pair of pliers like that, you can just kind of bend it till it gets hot and it breaks right off. It's almost like that was an intentional design. I don't know. Did you do that on purpose, Kicker? Pretty cool. And then I'm going to just smash it down a little bit just so it's not sharp, I guess, or bend it down a little bit. Whatever. So there we go. Now we got a three-way. The third one's just small enough so it doesn't matter. The top one's still going to be an issue, so we're going to take and remove the top one as well. Just like that. Just like magic. Not even a lot of force. Just jiggle, wiggle, and bring it off. All right. So you can see what I'm talking about. That fits in the hole pretty good. Now, that lines up almost perfect. I would call this a direct fit speaker. It pops right in there, no issue. It's a bigger speaker. Let's see if the grill fits. We'll check it all out, just so you can see with me if this is a direct fit speaker or not for the Scion. I would call that a direct fit, guys. What do you think? All right, and there's the fittings for the speaker. Ooh, ouch, it's hot. And let that cool down a bit. So like we said, negative is going to be the small fitting. Pop that on there like so, nice and tight. Pop the positive, non-stripe. There we go, just like that. All right, and we'll plug that in. See if I can get you in there. We can get the up close and personal action. Yeah, and look at that. Oh, this is like one of the cleanest jobs I've ever done. I'm gonna let that little plastic thing float because I don't care. There's a lot of room in there. And then we'll put down our 2 big ugly screws that are like a hex head, which is cool. You don't have to use a screwdriver. And the cool thing is the hole doesn't line up, but it's open-ended, and the head's big enough with that washer. It doesn't need to be directly over it. If you can see what I'm talking about. Boom, she's done. I'm gonna do the other side. Because of copyright laws, I can't show you the speakers demoed with any real music because I'll get, you know, copyright slammed. But I will tell you this, they are much louder. However, when you use the stock Scion Pioneer stereo, which is a T1807 is the one I have, it has a SSP button, which is like a cheap equalizer. And if you put it on the most bassiest setting, the feel setting, it does get drowned out when you put too much volume to it. So the stock unit so far, not super impressed by its handling, but the speakers sound, oh my God, infinitely better. Because before it was like, I don't know, I don't even know what to compare it to, like a tin can. It was terrible sound. So now I actually have sound coming out of my dash, which is an improvement. All right, onto the door speakers. So the kit you're gonna need is like a plastic ring kit, and because it's a triangular pattern, and it looks like it goes in that pattern. It does not come with any hardware, so we're gonna try out some stuff. It's M5, not M8. Found some lock washers, and I'm gonna run these backwards because it might be easier or harder, I don't know. These are a little bit long, so I have to cut them. It helps if you have the right length hardware. I don't. All right, lucky for me, it's a 5/16, so I have an itty bitty wrench. I'm lucky. Comes with these wires, which is good, and you just click it in place like so. I love doing this kind of stuff like this. It's nice. It's very nice. First, let's cut those lines. Or these screws, I mean. Okay. This is just wood screws on plastic, so don't use any kind of power tools. Just screw it in by hand, guys. Take your time. I did paint the bezels on these, so let's go get those. Oh yeah, I used Toyota white and a 1K paint. I'll show you guys later. That looks so much better. Oh my God, I hated the silver. These two back in. And then clip this entire beautiful, look at that, God, it's beautiful, unit back into the door panel. And just to show you, see here, that just slides in like that, and that metal clip thing that we popped in clips in place. Oh my God, that's nice. It's really nice. All right, now that I got that plug unplugged, because it's a tricky one, it's easier to do when the door panel's off. Just pop that in. Line up my bottom panel a little bit. Try to line up my holes. Okay. Okay. That wasn't bad. We got her. It's in. Pop that down. All right, let's plug that in, and there's the third one. 1, 2, 3. Those three. Pushing the door in. I think I got it. I hope it's the easiest. All right, passenger doors on, looking snazzy. Let's test out the sound. All right, I just did a bass test, you know, one of those dumb bass tests on YouTube, and this thing hits pretty dang good. I mean, if you want to have that bass shaker stuff, you're gonna have to get subs, you know, in the trunk, which I'm gonna add. I have a 10-inch sub in my for my old car, but this speaker system, I only got the dash and the doors in, and it's already sounding great. So let's get the rear done. Yeah. in order to do the rear speakers on this guy, all this has to come out. There was a spare tire right there, already took that out. That was just underneath these panels. They just pull up real easy. Put those aside. We need to take out these anchors. It's an 8mm Allen. Oh, first you want to remove this panel. There's just 2 body pins, and you use the body pin removal tool. Pops right out. You really got to disassemble this thing to get stuff, but it's pretty well built. I mean, I kind of like how they double up the cargo net on the bolts. It's pretty neat. You get these side little access panels. That's just for changing your tail light bulb. Doesn't really help you get to the speaker. Continuing the installation of the rear speakers, we need to pop out the rear seat, unfortunately, which is kind of ridiculous, but yeah. So first we'll get out the bench, and you just grab it. It pops right up. Let me do the other side. All right, so rear bench is loose. Make sure you take and pull your seat belts through. And you're going to find all kinds of treasure. Hopefully nothing too gross. The other side here. That is a number 14. Nice thing about this car being all Japanese, everything's going to be metric on it. I don't think there's any standard on this, which is pretty cool. I'm going to pull my belt through because I'm going to wash this seat. Show you that in another video. That seat is so lightweight, it's just all foam. So yeah, look at it. That's gross. We got some vacuuming to do. They broke both the knobs on these, so that's real fun. Believe it or not, you can buy them on eBay in any color you want, which I did. Alright, so now we need to figure out how to get that seat, the backing off. I believe there's just a hook in here that holds it in place. Number 12. That sucker with extend her out. There we go. Nothing says power like leverage. All right, let's get our seats out. Nice. Two seats. Seatbelts held in with a number 14. Let's see if this is tighter than that one bolt that I couldn't get out. Nope, come right out. Seatbelts are removed. We can remove the panel. So there's some clips holding it in. And they just pop right out. Congratulations! You can now get to the speaker. So as you can see, the speaker is mounted right here. This one's not ripped yet, so that's cool. But we need to get these bolts out. Oh yeah. Some people say you can get a 16 by or a 6x9 in there, but I don't know about that. Yeah, it's still intact, so that ain't too bad. let's get our new speaker mounted with the correct mount. Well, the front and rear speakers, if I didn't mention it yet, are 300 watt max, 100 watt RMS is what you only care about. So this is perfect for the stereo. CSC65. So you can see what I did. I just, instead of having a hole there, I got a slot. And that slot should allow the anchor mount bolt to go in, and it will. And it'll hold it really good. Yeah, it's hard to see, but maybe I'll get you in here. Yeah. As you can see, the slot will fit the bolt now, and the bolt will still hold it a little bit. Reach in there and plug it in. Alright. Those mounting screws, which I'm sure Alright, got the install all done, and I ran a couple tests on some sweeping bass songs I like, and it punches really good and hard. You can crank up the volume really good. The highs and the mids are perfect. The low bass, you can hear it, like you can tell it's there, but you're not going to feel it with these speakers. So my sub will take care of that. I think my 10-inch kicker comp, it will do a fantastic job with that one. But that was just for this part of the install. I'll probably break up the video to show maybe an amp install, because I got to pull the head unit out for that and all that good stuff. But anyway, till next time, stay tuned to Jeep Creep.